Building passive income is often misunderstood as finding a clever trick that removes effort from the equation. In reality, every form of durable passive income is built on an uncomfortable truth. Effort is not eliminated, it is front-loaded. The books that genuinely help beginners are not the ones promising speed automation or income while you sleep, but the ones that retrain how you think about money, ownership, time, and risk. Passive income is not a shortcut. It is a long construction process disguised as patience. The first book beginners should read is Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, but only for its mindset shift, not its tactics. This book introduces the core idea behind all passive income, the difference between working for money and owning assets that produce money. Kiyosaki's real contribution is psychological. He breaks the belief that salary alone leads to freedom and replaces it with the concept of cash flow producing systems. For beginners, this is crucial. Passive income cannot exist until you stop thinking only in terms of hours worked and start thinking in terms of ownership, leverage, and systems. The second essential book is The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. Passive income requires capital, and capital requires discipline. Babylon teaches the unglamorous foundation: pay yourself, first control expenses, protect capital, and let money work productively. Many beginners chase passive income ideas without ever creating investable surplus. This book quietly corrects that mistake. It shows that without consistent saving and respect for money, every passive income plan collapses before it starts. Babylon is the discipline that makes passive income possible. The third book beginners must read is The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas J. Stanley and William D. Danko. This book destroys the fantasy that passive income quickly funds luxury lifestyles. Instead, it reveals how real wealth and income streams are built quietly by people who live below their means and reinvest relentlessly. The wealthy next door protect their cash flow instead of consuming it. For beginners, this lesson is protective. Passive income grows fastest when lifestyle pressure is low. Without this insulation, new income is absorbed by spending before it can compound. The fourth book that grounds passive income in meaning is Your Money or Your Life by Vicki Robin and Joe Dominguez. Passive income is not valuable if it does not buy control over time and life energy. This book reframes money as stored time and forces readers to clarify why they want passive income at all. Is it freedom, security, flexibility, or alignment with values? By defining enough, the book prevents passive income from becoming another endless chase. It teaches that financial independence often comes from needing less, not earning more. The fifth book that completes the foundation is The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. While not marketed as a passive income book, it teaches the most reliable passive income strategy ever created: long-term ownership of productive assets with margin of safety. Dividend-paying stocks, index funds, and conservative portfolios are among the few income sources that can operate with minimal intervention over decades. Graham's work protects beginners from high-yield traps and speculative schemes that promise passive income but destroy capital. Part 1 shows that building passive income begins with thinking correctly, not finding hacks. Passive income is not about removing effort, but about placing effort where it compounds instead of resetting daily. The books that matter most teach discipline, ownership, patience, and alignment with reality. And it is exactly here, when passive income is understood as a long-term construction project, rather than a quick escape, that the deeper lessons begin to emerge, because the greatest enemy of passive income is not lack of opportunity, but impatience, misunderstanding, and lifestyle pressure. And this is where the story naturally continues into its second half, because the real work of building passive income begins after the mindset shift, when enthusiasm fades and patience is tested. Part 2 is not about adding more book titles or hunting for clever income streams. It is about understanding how the ideas from these books fit together into a single system, why most people fail to apply them, and how to move from reading to building something that actually lasts. The first and most important integration is recognizing that passive income is built in the opposite order of how it is marketed. Most marketing starts with income streams and ends with discipline. The books you just explored do the reverse. The Richest Man in Babylon and The Millionaire. Next Door come first because they create surplus and reduce pressure. Without surplus, every income stream is fragile. Without low lifestyle pressure, every dollar earned is already spent. These books teach that margin is not optional. Margin is the fuel that allows passive income to grow without panic. Next comes the alignment layer from your money or your life. This book protects you from building passive income for the wrong reasons. Many people escape a job only to recreate stress through overextension, overinvestment, or constant optimization. By defining enough and valuing time over accumulation, this philosophy ensures that passive income actually increases freedom instead of becoming another source of obligation. Passive income that is not anchored to values turns into another treadmill. Rich Dad, Poor Dad then plays its role correctly when placed on top of discipline and purpose. It expands imagination. It encourages ownership systems and leverage, but only when you already have control and clarity. This is where many readers fail. They start here instead of here last. Without Babylon's discipline and Robin's sufficiency, Kiyosaki's ideas are often misapplied as excuses for impatience and risk-taking. Used correctly, however, this book helps you choose income streams that scale and detach earnings from hours worked. Finally, the intelligent investor acts as the protective shell around everything else. Passive income without margin of safety is not passive, it is fragile. Graham's principles remind you that yield is meaningless if capital is at risk. Many so-called passive income strategies collapse because they chase income without protection. Dividend investing index funds and conservative portfolios may feel slow, but they are among the few income sources that survive decades with minimal intervention. Graham teaches that true passivity comes from resilience, not from complexity. One of the biggest myths these books collectively dismantle is that passive income should replace active income quickly. In reality, passive income usually starts small and grows quietly. Early income is reinvested, not spent. Only later does it meaningfully reduce dependence on work. The wealthy next door understand this instinctively. They do not consume early cash flow. They protect it. Beginners who rush consumption sabotage compounding before it has a chance to work. Another critical myth is that passive income means no work. Every durable income stream requires upfront effort, behavior change, learning, and ongoing oversight. What makes it passive is not zero effort, but declining effort over time. These books reset expectations. They teach that boredom repetition and delayed gratification are features of real passive income, not flaws. Anyone promising otherwise is selling entertainment, not reality. The practical transition from reading to action is intentionally narrow. Do not try to build multiple income streams at once. Choose one lane aligned with your skills, capital, and temperament. For many beginners, that lane is automated investing in index funds and dividend-paying assets. For others, it may be a small business rental property or digital product. The books do not tell you which to choose. They tell you how to choose. Build surplus. First, protect downside, align with values, and scale slowly. Perhaps the deepest lesson is that building passive income is primarily a behavioral challenge, not a financial one. It requires resisting consumption, ignoring hype, and staying consistent when results are invisible. These books succeed because they train patience before profit. They make readers harder to deceive, harder to rush, and harder to financially harm. And this is where the story ultimately settles. Building passive income is not about escaping effort, but about escaping fragility. The best books to get started do not teach shortcuts. They teach ownership, discipline, sufficiency, and protection. When these ideas are lived together, passive income emerges quietly as a byproduct of systems built carefully over time, not as a dramatic breakthrough, but as a stable, reliable outcome that supports freedom rather than promising it.